Have you ever wondered how the institution of slavery, deeply entrenched in American society, was uprooted? The story begins in the 17th century, when the first African slaves arrived in the American colonies. Over time, this exploitative practice grew, becoming a cornerstone of the Southern economy in the 18th and early 19th centuries. Cotton fields and tobacco plantations were built on the backs of enslaved people, who were considered property rather than human beings. As America expanded westward, the question of whether new states would uphold or abolish slavery sparked heated debates. The North, where the economy was less dependent on slavery, increasingly clashed with the South, where the institution was deeply ingrained. These growing tensions over the issue of slavery, among other factors, eventually led the nation down the path to the Civil War. As the country stood on the brink of civil war, the fate of millions of enslaved people hung in the balance. Enter Abraham Lincoln, a man whose name would forever be synonymous with the fight against slavery. This tall, gaunt figure from Illinois began his political journey with a simple, yet powerful belief that all men are created equal, an idea that was at odds with the times, especially in the southern states where slavery was deeply entrenched. In the tumultuous year of 1860, Lincoln was elected as the 16th President of the United States. His victory, however, was met with outrage from the South, leading to the secession of 7 southern states, thereby igniting the spark of the Civil War. Initially, Lincoln's principal aim was not to abolish slavery, but to preserve the Union, to hold together the fabric of the nation that was tearing apart at its seams. But as the Civil War raged on, Lincoln saw an opportunity to strike a blow against the institution of slavery. On January 1, 1863, Lincoln made a move that would change the course of history. With the stroke of a pen, he issued the Emancipation Proclamation, a decree that declared, "All persons held as slaves within any state or designated part of a state, the people whereof shall then be in rebellion against the United States, shall be then, thenceforward, and forever free." This proclamation had an immediate effect. It freed nearly 3 million slaves in Confederate-held territory. It also had broader impacts. It shifted the focus of the Civil War, turning it into a fight for human freedom. The Emancipation Proclamation gave a moral dimension to the Union cause, galvanizing support at home and abroad. However, it had its limitations. It didn't free the slaves in the border states, nor did it abolish the institution of slavery. That would require the ratification of the 13th Amendment, 2 years later. The Emancipation Proclamation didn't end slavery overnight, but it marked a significant turning point in the fight for freedom. So, what remains of the Emancipation Proclamation today, over 160 years later? The legacy of this monumental declaration is alive and well in the pages of our history and the fabric of our society. It played an instrumental role in the passage of the 13th Amendment, abolishing slavery in the United States forever. It ignited the spark that would eventually blaze into the civil rights movement of the 20th century, a struggle for equality that continues to this day. The Emancipation Proclamation didn't just free enslaved people, it transformed Lincoln's presidency and solidified his place in history as the great emancipator. It armed him with moral authority and a profound sense of purpose. Lincoln's courage and conviction in signing the Emancipation Proclamation still echo through the corridors of time. As we reflect on the Emancipation Proclamation, we remember not just a pivotal moment in history, but a testament to the power of moral courage in the pursuit of justice.